Hey, good evening, fam. Good evening. How's everybody doing today? So quickly, right? I want to go over something I was watching the other day, right? A young lady she posted something, right? And I'm not gonna go into how I felt about what she posted, but I kind of want to touch on some stuff, right? Because what she posted was, why is it that men don't travel and women are the one doing all the traveling and stuff like that, right? That whole gender stuff. So I'm not gonna go into that. But I do want to address though the traveling though, right? Because a lot of women do travel a lot, right? And even people travel, period. Man or woman, doesn't matter, right? And you hear some people say, things like, you gotta enjoy yourself, while you're still alive, and you only live once, and what if you don't enjoy yourself and then you die soon, right? Here's the facts. Most people are gonna live a long life. Not all, most. That's one. But the worst thing that can happen to you is living a long life and being broke. The worst thing that can happen to you is being old and being broke, right? Again, I've been in my field now for 15 years, going on 16. And you'd be surprised, I enter about 200 homes a year. And more than half of the homes that I enter, most of those people do not have money in retirement. Most of them still have to work at the age of 65, 70 years old, 75 years old, right? And I believe a lot of that is due to improper planning. A lot of that is due to unwise spending, okay? We are now in an environment where traveling is the thing. Getting your passport and traveling is the thing. I know people who personally travel 6 to 8 times a year. 6 to 8 times a year. And don't get me wrong, I love traveling myself. Everybody who knows me know I'm in Hawaii once a year. As a matter of fact, I got a trip coming up soon for Hawaii, right? But there's no way that I think a person who is concerned about their finances and their long term can be traveling 6 to 8 times a year for many reasons. One, the cost of the travel. That's one. Okay? Number two, the time that you're taking away from being productive. If you're traveling 6 to 8 times a year, I'm just gonna guess that's about at least $20,000 you're gonna be spending. At least if you travel the way I travel. You understand? If you travel the way I travel, okay, which is staying in nice hotels, okay, excursions, nice restaurants, or real true experience, you're gonna spend at least $20,000 a year. Now, if you're traveling 8 times a year, let's say you're 40 years old right now, and you retire at 65, and this is how you're living, and you're spending $20,000 a year in traveling. Can you imagine what that kind of money would do for your retirement? But what happened is most people get to retirement and end up being broke. Because when they were younger, when they should have been saving, when they should have been working their butt off, being productive, they're taking crazy amount of time off. Okay? And they're also spending a crazy amount of money. Hence the reason why they have to work forever. Would you rather spend your young years now working your tail off, saving a significant amount of money, traveling less? I didn't say don't travel at all, but traveling less, and now redirecting a lot of that funds into your long-term plan. So now when you're older, you can travel all the time, instead of having to still work when you're older because you have no money. And you can't work the same way you work when you were younger as an older person because the energy is just not there anymore. You don't have the same strength as a 20 or 30-year-old to do 2 or 3 jobs at 60. Listen, this message is probably going to touch a lot of people. So I'm going to apologize ahead of time, right? This is no disrespect. This is if you watch a lot of my video is structured to help you think. Because I think a lot of people react. They don't think. For some reason, we all think we're gonna live forever. We all think we're gonna be strong forever, right? But it's gonna come a point where you're older, and your older self is dependent on your young self now. Your older self is dependent on your young self right now being productive and preparing your older self for a wonderful retirement. But most people don't do that. Most people do not do the right thing when they're younger, and then they get older and misery starts to kick in, regret starts to kick in. If I can count how many people that I sit down with who are older that tells me, I wish I could have, I wish I would have, I should have done this better, I should have started sooner. This is real talk. I'm not making this up. This is real talk. Listen, I hope this message reached the right person well today. I'm not trying to stop you from traveling, but if you think that you exhausting your funds to travel and you're not thinking about your future, the one true value that we all have as a human being is time. You can always make money, but you cannot get time back. Time is your one true value, and you got to treat it with care. Talk to you soon.